Hey there, fellow socialites. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts Garrison. Episode 38, the most dreaded task possible. The plan is to burn to E6UAJ, but not get all the way there. And set a timer, now that timers exist, set a timer for the transfer burn. Yeah, a lot of the times it's just not worth the hassle. The amount of money that I have, money is not really a factor for Eric Garrison anymore. Like, he has enough money to pay off all his debts. He has enough money to easily pay docking bills and gas bills and things like that. So, like, extra money isn't going to do extra things for me, which is why I don't really care about maxing out the amount of money that I make. It's really just not a problem for me anymore. At the end of this run, I'll probably end up with like $500,000 or so. And because my goal isn't buying an apartment or buying citizenship or anything like that, I don't need to save up a lot. It won't help me much. So let's set an alarm for 20 minutes. And to make sure we keep our helmet off. So that I can actually hear the damn thing. Oh, suit battery. Why am I getting a random low pressure alert? So you only have seen this play and you don't know what else you can do? So, fundamentally, I would say, this game kind of lacks an end game. So unless you want to go to Venus or buy citizenship or buy an apartment, oh god. Definitely on a collision path here. I like how I was about to collide with a ship named Harm. Yep. That would have been harmful. And this is exactly why, even with the timers and everything, I like to have the nav console be centered in the ship so that you're always close to it. Because if it's like way off in a wing somewhere and you get a proximity alert, you might not be able to attend the alert before you go mega splat and die. Random low pressure alerts are impacts to the hull? I don't think so. I think it's just the way I have my ship set up with like my pumps venting to rooms, venting to rooms, venting to rooms. It's just so inefficient in filling up atmo for the ship that is the cause of the low pressure alerts. So I'm not quite, let's see. I'm not quite in a sort of transfer burn pattern with K-Leg yet. So I'm trying to rectify that now. There we go. So now I'm heading this direction. Do multiple nav consoles help for that? You know, I've never tried that. I don't know if that would work. Is there a hotkey for turning off the alarm? That's a good question. I am not sure. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh my goodness. Okay. Rhadamant. I had a feeling like we were here, and we are here indeed. I'm always complaining about the, like, crazy cowboys that strafe past K-Leg like maniacs. I am that maniac tonight. Because I am completely, violently strafing past K-Leg for a docking. Where, like, I blasted past it and slammed on the brakes and... Yep, that's me. Sorry, everyone. I'm the Yahoo. Alright, so we're almost there. I'll get a proximity alarm once we're closer. A little hypocrisy isn't too bad. True. True. Come on, Fusion Punk. Ooh, wow. Well, I'm coming straight in. Shut up, I know. I'm literally in my docking overlay. It's like, hey, you're about to hit something. It's like, yeah, by design. Alright, one thing I didn't do is I changed the nav station so that it is not on a switch, meaning you can't, like, turn it off easy. Alright, so this cargo pod here, so cargo pods are a little bit different than random storage, and I just wanted to demonstrate this properly. So, if I try to sell, and I'll save first just in case I like potato or whatever. If I try to sell this cargo pod, and I go to the license dealer, and don't worry, everyone going, eep! I know. If I go to the license dealer here, and go to sell, and go to the barter zone, you can see that the like new pod sells for like 10K. However, if I pick this bad boy up and walk over to the cargo kiosk, this bad boy sells for 27K. Don't sell it to the wrong vendor. You'll be sorry. So here is the like new 15K, or I can drag it for 27K. I think I'd rather drag it for 27K. So normally the barter zone is fine. The barter zone doesn't give you like a partial sell for other things. It's just for whatever reason this pod dealer dragging it is the way to go. So you've been sufficiently warned. And proof of that would be, let's go ahead and this Atmos scrubber, for instance, just to reaffirm, let's go to potentially sell this Atmos scrubber. If I look at the Atmos scrubbers, the CO2 scrubber rather, it's 7,500 if I sell it with the barter zone. But if I pick it up and drag it, it will be the same. My point being, you don't need to drag anything except for cargo, because you get pennies on the dollar if you do cargo. So see, it's the same price whether I dragged it or used the barter zone for regular things, but for the cargo pods, that is obviously super not true. So keep that in mind. You definitely want to drag these bad boys. So I'll be, and the ones installed on the outside of the ship, like I'll have to undock from K-Leg, drag them into the ship, restore them, and then sell them. So it's pretty labor intensive when you don't have the physical floor space. However, unlike everything else in the game, you can't actually install like, well, I guess you can install coolers in your walls and like thrusters in your walls, but like I wouldn't be able to install other things outside the ship in this way. So they're pretty space efficient for their money. Chaos Diner, thank you for the resub. And I really only need to restore this thing to 95%, and then it sells full. Your last character lost out on that price hike? Yeah, it's such an easy mistake to make, too. I feel bad. But, yeah, you get, honestly, pennies on the dollar if you sell it with the zoning. Or sell it to the license. They're both wrong. You want to sell it to the cargo dealer. And manually. And I don't know why they did that. Why it's a thing that you have to drag it over there. Because, like, it's a barter zone. But, well, whatever. So this was... pressure... heat map... damage. So I guess I'll put power viz. Just yet another way for the man to screw you, I guess. Oh, that's restored enough. And this one is almost restored enough. Good enough. Yeah, that's why finding these specialty cargo pods, you can make so much money. You find, every now and then you'll find like cargo ships with like dozens of them, and the amount of money is almost game breaking, if you ask me. Because you make so much money so quickly that it throws off game balance. I mean, it's a single-player game, so I guess it's not a problem, but it is a little weird that it's like, guess what? You found one salvage ship, and now you've paid off your entire debts. Restoring this heavy water tank probably doesn't really matter. It's the liquid inside that matters, but whatever, I'll do it for sanity's sake. And then the only other things I have to sell is some of the old PDAs that I've got. I'll just drag this. But this thing should sell for a lot. 59,000. Yeah! Because it's full. You know, because that thing was like basically 100% full. Okay. So I've got, in my visualizer, I've got pressure, power, damage, and default. So I'll sell... Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to see about the cost of all of my cartridge visualizers and see what they sell for. Just to get a good idea of, like, what we're looking at. So the nice one that's modded is 8,500. The basic power viz is 2K. We already established that. This modified one is 1,000. The data card I can sell. And then this modified one is 4K. So cartridges are like, you know, definitely worth considering unlocking. I'm very glad that I'm a hacker, because if I wasn't, it would be a real pain. So power, damage, pressure, and this one is damage, the monochromatic damage, so I can sell this cartridge. I don't really care about that. Cool. No, don't consume spicy media. Oh my god, what are you doing? That's not stream safe. So these 3 PDAs I have to sell. And I think that's all that's on the ship right now. Because these cargo pods are not on the ship. I can't sell them. They're attached. You sold one for 40k. It's worth it. Yeah, I suspect some of them have, like, tons and tons of, like, black market data. The other thing is, as much as it pains my character, I might want to try to make inroads with the black market dealer for the sake of having access to new cartridges. So, I'll do that after I move the cargo pods into the ship. So one of the reasons I haven't done that is if we consider that my character is role-playing wise, pathologically shy and doesn't want to speak to another human, the amount of... Oh, yeah, I have to pay some bills. The amount of talking to try to make contacts with the black market dealer is a lot. You have to chat them up a lot. Which is why I hadn't done it until now, because it's just not something that I would envision a pathologically shy and doesn't, you know, misanthrope ever doing unless it was absolutely necessary. So the only other times I've really spoken to anyone is in absolutely necessary times where, like, hadn't I not responded to them, I would have been arrested or something, you know? When the cops boarded me. Although I did radio that one person that, like, was ramming me, but, you know, that's a wee bit besides the point. There's different types of cargo pods, and this is the nicest one. The specialty pods have climate control and radiation shielding. So you have some pods that are just normal, some are climate controlled, some are rad shielded, and some are everything. And these are the everything pods, which also make them worth the most. But I almost never see other pods on ships. Like, it's almost always the specialty pods that I've seen. I don't know if I've ever found a ship that had pods that weren't specialty pods. We are not going to hold on to the pods because I have no plans. Oh, shoot. Get inside. I have no plans to do transfer perns to Venus. So, if you're wondering, the pods serve a few different purposes. Let me make sure I'm not going to slam into Ganymed. Yep, I was kind of slamming into Ganymed. Doing a small burn to not lithosphere slam. So, the pods serve a few different purposes. But, and it's not really a game mechanic that is totally fleshed out, but generally speaking, the pods are so that you can put trade goods in, and then transfer or sell or whatever, trade goods between zones. So, buying things cheap at, like, K-Leg and selling them for money at Venus, and then buying something at Venus and selling it for money at K-Leg. Like, that's sort of the concept, but you really don't make a lot of money that way. So, I certainly don't play that way as, like, a interstellar tradesperson, trader. It's just not... There isn't enough game mechanics to really allow for that, for it to be meaningful. But that's what you can do with these installed pods, is to buy trade goods. Want to keep one for later? Because I don't want to. Do I really have to explain that further? I don't want to. Should be a good enough reason. Alright. Drill is running low. So I'm just restoring these up to 95. Oh, come on! Oh, it's just a cowboy. Well, not really. I'm just, like, sitting where people try to park. Can you transport people in the pods? No. Okay. So I'm planning on docking with other unidentified salvage in the boneyard, and then once I run out of reasonable destinations, I'll look up the ship dealer and find where I might get Orange Way if I don't find it organically. Dead bodies should be classified as cargo. Okay. It is a really nice visualization overlay. Yeah, this was pretty awesome. This change. Alright, docking time. Can I try to go back along Ganymed's orbit or further ahead to find new salvage? It doesn't really work that way now. You can... What I could do is I could just, like, elapse time and do it that way. But there isn't, like, there aren't ships out there for me to find until they get close to Ganymede, as far as I know. It's just part of the game mechanics. There are console commands if you want to tinker with them, where it allows you to, like, essentially refresh the boneyard, but I don't need to be doing that. Strictly speaking, I would classify that as more of a cheat than anything else. Alright, here we go. So, sell the cargo, and then try to talk to the black market. The other thing I could do, if I do have black market contacts, is collect permits and sell my permits there, as I believe that's what you do with them now. It used to be that you could sell them back to, like, the scrap dealer, but they don't take them anymore. Why so many warning? so much debug information. Well, I've got stupid oodles amount of money now. We still don't have the towing brace installed. What's in the dolly? Walls and lights. So we have the walls. I just need Orange Way stuff. I don't think anything on the floor here is things I intend to sell. That's why I stored it back here. So yeah, let's go talk to a stranger, as horrifying as that sounds. Before I do that, let's recheck supplies. I was hoping to find compression pants. I don't think there are any. No. They need a wedge receptacle to the game. Well, you can sell just about anything to, like, the scrap or license dealer, even, like, trash. But there are some things that you just can't get rid of, I guess. So I don't necessarily disagree with you. It'd be great to have, like, a jettison cannon. Alright, just so that I can say I did it, I'm going to check the sundries dealer. I don't expect to find cartridges here, because, like, this is furniture. And lo and behold, yeah. Plus it hasn't refreshed anyway. Okay. Well, Mr. Garrison, time for us to do something uncomfortable. Why is... Oh, you're a shipbreaker. So, Naomi Chase. Offer to trade? Too busy to deal with anyone outside her regulars. Alright, fine. I will attempt to charm the fixer with my 0 social skills. And she flinches away from my attempt. Let's go ahead and ask how they are. And there's going to be a lot of this. Oh, she literally walked away from me. Wow. Well, she touched me back, and it was so damaging to my psyche that it blew up the game. Cool. I will nod, I guess. I'm not the only introvert. Ask about your skills. No one's qualified to answer. Okay, I will complain about authorities. That seems like something reasonable to complain about. And she says, so, look at us. Take a deep breath and nods. Alright, can you trade? Later. Well, I'm getting closer. So, over here you can see that they have a... They see us as stranger, we see them as stranger. And we basically need to, chat with them enough so that they don't see us as strangers. So it's like up here that we'll see the update. So instead of me like reading the play, I'm going to like, they see us as acquaintance. I'm gonna fast forward through this. You make allowances for certain superstitions. So still later. Nope, and she walked away from me. Talk about weather. I don't really see that there's much weather in space. And you can see why the pathologically shy Eric here would never, ever, ever voluntarily talk to someone like this. Still not trading. Yo, don't interrupt. Whoever you are, Redeem Fisher. Get out of here. This is my conversation. I am absolutely not going to have conversation with 2 people. Still nothing. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a long process, and I kind of wish that they'd made this a little bit more simple. Alright, we see them as a friend, they still see us as acquaintance. We're getting close. Oh, no, I didn't mean to say back off. Ah. Shoot the breeze. It's like, finally we're making a friend, and we're like, piss off. Now, it used to be that, that the authorities, and I think they patched this, would just, like, beat this person to death. Okay, now they see us as a friend. Meaning that, like, you could end up without a fence pretty early on, which was really, really, really funny. Offer to trade. All right, here we go. So this is buying. They're selling a standard navigation console, a suit, a gun, ammo, a shiv, and a machete. And They don't want my permit. Oh. All right. Well then. But, well, I guess we have a point of contact. But her buy list is, pretty short. Okay. Well, all that work and there's nothing to do here. Got it. All right, let's go back out to the boneyard. I wonder how my character's feeling having had to deal with a conversation of that length. Let's see. We're not doing too badly. Intimacy's still pretty low. They chase the fence that much? Yeah, I guess. The fence changes often enough that it's kind of hard to answer that question because it's like, well, yeah, it's been changed, but since when? You know, what patch is your reference? Alright, taking a look. There's a 3 ships unexplored. I think my 5e is going to the one that I want to go to, so let's see if we can't just, like, race them to it. I'm gonna out-cowboy the cowboy. Throttle max! Alright, we're pulling 1.5 Gs. Oh no, they're coming. Never mind. They're coming. I misinterpreted it. They're parking it at K-Leg. They're not trying to get to that derelict. I was racing a ghost. So set an alarm for 5 minutes, maybe. We'll be there in 7. I definitely just saw that alarm say 4 minutes and 60 seconds. Only for a split second, but like, I don't know if you know what time is. And this is us passing them. I'm gonna make sure that they're not actually gonna hit us. No, they're not. Alright, come on, auto test. Go restore stuff. So, do you think I will find Orange Way stuff? Chat, if you were to gamble, are you gambling yes or gambling no? I guess there's also data visualization cards that I want to find too. So it's not just the Orange Way stuff I'm looking for. Wow, that's a lot of note. That is a lot of note in the chat. I don't know how I feel about that. You don't believe in me? No, don't worry. I don't believe in me either. Hey, maybe I'll find someone to kill. I mean, that was in my notes. Oh, wow. This is a D2E medium. It's the terrible machine. It's also full of meat. So, yeah, lives up to its reputation of being terrible. Speaking of meat, let's do a meet and greet. Swing. Streamer unlock? Yep, sure. So, hey! We can easily see the meat. Wow, meat looks real weird in this overlay. Like, real weird. It's too bad I don't have heat map. Although, I don't know if meat has like a... If meat has heat. Yep. I don't know. There we go. We got the nav. And then I'll slice off a piece of that Arby's. That's right, Arby's. Shots fired. Not that you're ever going to sponsor me anyway, but shots fired. Alright, this is just normal meat. Well, okay, calling it normal is kind of a misnomer. There is, however, things in the meat over here. Wait, what? Slash? Oh, yeah, because my sword's called the pirate grater. I was like, that makes a lot more sense. And we got a horn. We're beating our meat until we get horny. Probably shouldn't say it like that. Come on. Get it. Get it. Hoof. Hoof. No one says hoof. The only thing I have to worry about is that the meat spreads, and we're also getting tired. Copy that. Because if the meat spreads onto us, it will, like, damage your suit and become very fatal if we're in vacuum. Even if we're not in vacuum, it can be not good for your health to be absorbed by the thing. I feel like meat in this game is kind of like John Carpenter's The Thing. Except for it just hasn't evolved enough to look like a person. Alright, waiting for my fatigue to go down, because we worked up a sweat. And apparently, I need a poo, too. And got another hoof. There is a horn in there. I don't see any eyeballs. Let me check the other side. The other side has definitely spread a bit. There's another horn. And if you're wondering, there is a point to collect the varieties here. And then if you also, not that I really need money, I certainly don't. You could just beat the regular meat. Or slice the regular meat. Man, I really need to choose different words. And that yields you fresh meat, which is like, can be sold. I probably don't have the stamina for this. Oh, I thought that was... I was wrong. I thought I saw something in there. There's definitely a huff here. And we're getting tired. Okay. I'm going to call this ship quits. Because we're pretty tired. And push off while the meat hasn't overtaken me. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow astronauts.